All right. I'll give a second for people to come in. In the meantime, I'll just mention for anybody that's here early that this is just another announcement. I did one on Instagram for the Instagram people, and I connected that to the Nicolai Network. So I thought I'd come over here and do one on the YouTube channel as well as Facebook as well. We're simulcasting. I'm currently at my old house right now in my what is left of my office. Hello, Danielle. Welcome, welcome. So I'm what's left of my office, which isn't too bad, but I mean, books are, as you can see, being slowly boxed. Sensitive stuff, things that I don't want the movers dealing with if I can help it. And then we will be from there getting the packers here on Wednesday to pack everything up, and Thursday they will bring the movers to move everything out. So we've been slowly moving things to the new house, the sensitive personal stuff, and the house is in shambles right now. But I wanted to give an update because I didn't get to do another one on vacation like I thought I was going to. We got detained and things. You never always run out of time is the way it works. But I'm going to show you guys the old chapel and what's left of it.
Yep.
Go. Let me see if I can get this on here. There we go. So this is what's left of the old chapel. Open that up so you guys can see. No, not really close to being done, close to being started. Started with being done. Right now, it's just getting the personal stuff boxed. And so we're storing everything in what used to be the chapel. And it's a mess. But they're going to be coming in here to get everything that's not boxed packed on Wednesday. And I'm trying to bring as many of these boxes over to the new house as I can. And Heathcliff is in a box over here. Where are you, Heathcliff? There he is. Right, get out of there. There he is. Can you guys see him? No, I can't figure it. It's too dark. He's down there. But yeah, it is a mess, but it's going to be, once it's all done, it's going to be much better because we're moving into, the new house is going to be almost 3 times the size of this one. And the chapel should be more functional too, more out of the way, the private chapel. And then there's, one that will serve as the interim until we have the public location. Hey, Dave. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hope you guys are doing well. Heathcliff. There he is. Oh. Get out of there. Come on. Get out of there. Heathcliff, get out of there.
There he goes.
There he goes. I don't know if you caught him. He's like lightning. Yeah, we will have a much larger area at the new house. It's 18 acres over, well, close to 6,000 square feet. So a much more spacious place and better for what we need. And just the privacy and the acreage will be a welcomed change from living in a neighborhood. But I just wanted to check in with you guys because I know that I've been kind of absent, and I don't like going too long without connecting with all of you. And I know I didn't do anything on YouTube or Facebook while I was on vacation. So I don't know if you guys get updates on Instagram or if you're part of the Nicolai Network. I know a lot of people are only on one platform. So sometimes making announcements on all the different platforms is tricky because there's different people on different ones. But it would be best, honestly, if you follow me on all the platforms. That way, you're always guaranteed to get announcements as they come up. But it's been chaos trying to get all this together. There's just so many things that you accumulate. I mean, we've lived here for about almost 7 years, and you get a lot of things. You get a lot of things accumulated in the nooks and crannies of your home in 7 years, and so trying to get all that organized and together has been a challenge. So hopefully with the Packers coming, it'll be a little bit easier with some of that stuff. But I'm trying to get the personal stuff from my office packed away. Yep, the Nicolai Network. Thank you, Danielle. That's the nicolaian.mn.co. You can go there and sign up, and you'll always have our most up-to-date announcements there. Although I don't like the streaming service there, so I'll probably always stream from Instagram. But follow me on Instagram too, because that's where I do most of my live streaming for fun, the fun stuff. And so that's at Exorcist Bishop. And all of our official media is stored on YouTube, or and also gets simulcasted to Facebook. So if you're out of the loop, it's because you're maybe connected to only one or two of those, but not all of them. You've missed what's going on, Jackie. Well, you got our prayers. We're moving. And the church has acquired land for itself that will eventually serve as the building site of the public location, where eventually all of the live streaming will take place. But in the meantime, while that's being worked out, we're going to be streaming from the new private chapel at the new house that we're moving to. So we've purchased the new house and are heading there this week. So I've been out of touch with a lot of people because we haven't been doing streams while the chapel is a mess, as I just showed you. And my office is a mess, and all of the equipment is packed up. So there's no way to stream anything. And internet hasn't been resolved fully at the new location yet. So we're going to be slow going with maybe getting Vestiges back on track. We'll try a test show just to see how it does, how it handles with the temporary internet, because I have an interim internet set up there right now for security, for the security cameras and for the alarm system. But we're not sure it's going to be enough bandwidth for Vestiges After Dark. It's enough to do like a live stream so we can get back to the masses without any problem. It's just a matter of getting the chapel set up again. But the Vestiges takes more bandwidth. And so that's going to take a long time to get, probably about 3 months to get the bandwidth, because they're putting in a dedicated fiber line. And our house is 1,000 feet from the main road down a private road that is gated and closed off. And so they have to get a permit to run their fiber line all the way down to the new house. And that's going to take some time. But once it's back, we'll get Vestiges back going. But we'll try to see if we can do a test show. Hey, Thomas Moreland, how are you doing? Well, it's not going to be quite the monastery. We toyed around with the idea of the monastery, and we've just decided to make it more simple than that, and build just a public location, and maybe a retreat house. We're not sure on that yet, but probably just at the present time, probably just a public location. I think a monastery is beyond what I think the public would support financially. And I don't want the monastery to become a burden for the primary benefactors, where they're paying for everything and the public is paying for nothing. And it just becomes insanely expensive because you're talking about millions and dollars of cost, and so it just seems to make sense to do what is viable. So we've broken it up into 4 phases, maybe even 5 if you really want to get down to the nitty gritty of it. But we've broken the church down into 4 to 5 primary phases, and we're just about finished with phase 1. So phase 1 was acquiring the land. So now we have several acres of land that the church can build on. And we closed on that a few weeks ago, so that's all done. And at the same time, I also bought a new house. And I have my own acreage now, so I can be set out there and be left alone in the wilderness. I like that. My house is literally in a forest. I think it's perfect. And so that was all phase 1. And phase 2 is going to be building the church. And that's just going to be, I think, a very modest public location. When we had a mission church, people didn't really use it. Maybe if it was more churchy, they would have, I don't know. But we need a public location to be able to continue the outreach. Because exorcisms should really be done in the church. They shouldn't be done in people's homes. And we also want to have some land dedicated to properly take care of cremated remains. Kind of like a little cemetery. It's very nice. It's very nice. We got 18 acres personally. And it should serve us very well. Quite out there in the middle of nothing. So it's kind of a monastery, I guess, but maybe just not as public. So yeah, phase 2 is the church, building the church. That's what we'll be working on once we get moved and settled. But in the meantime, I'll be doing live streams out of the private chapel, at the new house, because I'm going to have the private chapel set up pretty much the same way. It looks like a very similar room. It's a little bit longer and not as wide as the one that we've been using, which is now the storeroom. So that will be back hopefully in the next week or 2. It might take about a week or 2 to get that functional. Probably, honestly, realistically, it's going to be the last room that gets set up. It's just because there's the most to it, and it might end up serving as some overflow storage while we're unpacking boxes, because I have a feeling we have 2 storage rooms at this new home, and I have a feeling they're both going to be at capacity. So we're probably going to have some overflow, and the chapel is going to be the best place to put that because it's kind of out of the way and it's not a living space. But we should be back to normal, I think, soon. Now, phase 3 is when we start implementation of the demonology program. And that's where we're going to get a program going where people can affiliate with the Nicolaitan Church and become demonologists for the Holy Nicolaitan Catholic Church and investigate cases and then report back to us cases that they feel might be viable cases for us to take. In which case we would then work with that team to be able to figure out what needs to be done. But they would be trained, ordained to minor orders, and doing, a lot of the work that we've been doing, but kind of taking some of the extra work out of it for us because we're running out of people. and time to do it all. And there's just so many cases coming in. So that's going to be down the road. We need a public location for that. So that's kind of why we're doing these in phases. So phase 1 was buy the land, which we did. We own it now. It's done. It's paid for. We've got it. All we have to do is pay the taxes on it. Phase 2 is build the church. That's the next step. Build the actual physical structure, get that set up, get it operational. Phase 3, start the demonology program, but we'll have a place for people to come, to be ordained and to be trained and to be empowered with the work that, with the necessities of this work. So that's what we're looking at. And then, phase 4, we'd be looking at expansions and stuff like that, which we're not going to get into right now. So that's where we're at. That's my update to you. I just wanted everyone to be aware of what we were working on. Yeah, I like the idea too. Part of the challenge of it is getting the legal worked out, making sure that the church can't get sued for negligence if there's a team that does something wrong. We need to be able to make sure that everything is legally protected. The church is legally protected to be able to start demonology. But, I will train them myself. And I'll have hopefully teams all over the world that can help do the work so that it's not all on us. I appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, so that's what we're doing. So moving out of this house, been here for 6-7 years, and this week it's all going to get packed. It is a lot to do. It's a tremendous amount of work, and that's why I haven't been present and why I haven't been very active, because I've been busy trying to get all this stuff done, and there's so much to do, and I'm so tired. I just got actually back from vacation, and I feel more exhausted now than when I left on vacation. Just because I've had all of this looming over me, and there's just so much that needs to be done still. But the packers come on Wednesday to get everything packed up, and the movers come on Thursday to move everything over to the new house. And we just got a couple more days here to get things settled in with the personal stuff that we want to bring over. That's about it. That's our update. That's my update. So look for the new stream of the Mass sometime early July. I think it's going to be realistically the soonest we can get that going again. Probably early July. I would say Vestiges After Dark might be probably looking at September before that's back. But we'll try a test show. Okay, we'll try a test show. And see if we can do something. And in the meantime, if the show doesn't work, we'll just do live streams, because those can do, I can do live streams from the phone without too much bandwidth. It's the simulcasting that really, going to both the YouTube and Spreaker and having the two-way video with Zoom. That takes a lot of bandwidth, and I don't think the interim internet can handle it. But we'll try. We'll do a test show and see if it's viable, and if it is, we'll do some summer shows. But it's going to take 3 months for the permits to come back for the dedicated fiber line that they're putting in. That's what's taking so long, because we need a dedicated fiber line to do the Vestiges from this location. It's just so far away, and Comcast doesn't service it. They want, well, let me correct that. They will service it, but they wanted us to pay $25,000 to install their line, and I just don't see that as a good use of donor money. Particularly since Vestiges After Dark costs money, doesn't make money. I mean, let's be real here. If we were sponsored, if we were heavily sponsored, if the show, was making good money, I mean, it might have been worth it to pay $25,000. But Not for something that is a free service that we offer. That's too much. So we've got 3 months is because the permits. They got to get permits with the city to install the dedicated line. Same thing would have been true with Comcast too, only we would have had to pay for it. Verizon's putting in the dedicated line, but Verizon is charging us, guess how much our internet's going to be a month? Can someone guess? I'll tell you what the speeds are, right? Dedicated fiber, 100 megabytes upload, 100 megabytes download. Okay? That's the fastest we can get. Guess how much that's going to cost a month? Terry says 300. Higher. A little bit higher than that. Anyone else have a bid? Yep, Miriam is correct. $1,000 a month for 100 megabytes. So, yes. Your donations are what make this possible. So, remember that, when you're, looking for a charity to support, and if you believe in the work that we do, understand that these things cost an exceptional amount of money. So yeah, our internet's going to be $1,000 a month for just 100 megabytes. But it is upload as well as download. So the 100 megabytes upload is going to be awesome because that's faster than what I have now. But the download's going to be much slower. It's very high. Cassie, let's see, just subscribed to Forbidden Truth. Oh, good. Welcome. Welcome to being a student. We should hopefully have that up and running this Saturday. If not, it'll be next Saturday. I don't know. We'll give it a shot. We'll try to get it going this Saturday. I'm looking forward to having you. I love new students. Yeah, it's price gouging. Yeah. But it's what it is. Yep. Danielle, if you have any questions, Cassie, Danielle will help you. And in fact, I'm at my desk right now, and I can make sure that you get invited over to the new, to the private classroom. Yeah, it's a ripoff. It's because they're having to put in a dedicated line. So Comcast would charge us normal monthly, would have been only $100 a month, but they won't pay for the line. So Comcast, you could do $100 a month, get a gigabyte of speed, or actually it was like $175, I think, actually for the gigabyte. So $175 a month for a gigabyte of speed, but you put in the line for $25,000 up front. Or you can go with Verizon. They put in the line at their cost, but you pay $1,000 a month for 100 megabytes. Those were our only two options. We could have maybe tried the Elon Musk Starlink, but my house is literally in a forest. There isn't much skyline to work with. They have lines, Elizabeth. They have lines. My house is 1,000 feet from the main road, down a private road that's gated off from the main road. They didn't want to put a 1,000-foot line down to that house to get it connected to the main line. But the area has Comcast. It's just the house does not. because it's so far from the road. A 1,000 feet, well, I mean, it's far for them. Their maximum is 300 feet. They won't go beyond 300 feet, which most houses are not more than 300 feet from the main road. But because it's a private road that we own, they won't install it. We have to pay for it. But Verizon's putting it in, but they're charging us $1,000 a month. I mean, yeah, $1,000 a month for it. So it's like, do you want to pay it all up front, or do you want to pay a little at a time? I mean, it's kind of going to amount to the same thing, I think, in the end. Yeah, I mean, it's not that far realistically, but they're having to, I think the issue is that they're having to put the line on private property. It's 1,000 feet of private property. That's why they don't want to do it. It's not a line that anyone else can use. So they can't really put a line in and say, well, this is going to service this location. It literally is just one line going to the house, to our house only. And that's why they wouldn't do it. Pokemon cards? That's pretty awesome. You have one of the old ones, like the original set? That'd be cool. That's pretty cool. I don't know if my son would let me sell it. He loves those things. Yeah, we're actually in hunting territory. We have actually good hunting on our land. There's actually a hunter's nest on our land. And go up into it and wait for the deer to come by, and you get dinner. Oh, a Charizard. That's my favorite character. That's cool. So, yeah, we're going to, do I hunt? I will hunt now that I have some good hunting on my property. But no, I have not. I don't typically go hunting. But I probably will now. Because now I have reason to. And we do think we have some boar on the property too, I think I was told. But lots of deer. I've taken several walks in the woods, and I come across deer all the time. So they're all over the property, which is very nice. Yeah, lots of fresh meat. Yeah. Yeah, venison's fantastic. One of my favorites. Wild boar is still top, I think. Still my top favorite. Elk comes in at a very close second. And then venison after that. I also love pheasant. And we also have wild turkeys on our property. In fact, wild turkey was walking in right by my front door a couple days ago. I opened the door, and a mama wild turkey was with two chicks. Was walking right where I parked my car. It's pretty cool. Yeah, well, it's just nice to know that there is food there if we never needed it, right? The way these governments operate, you might need to be self-sufficient. You can't count on the food supply chain with idiots like this running the world. So I think that's about everything. I just wanted to check in with everyone because it's been a long time since I've done a stream. And I didn't want anyone to think that we've fallen off the face of the earth. Far from, I mean, quite the contrary. We're working very hard to get a more stable program going so that our live streams are more regular and more consistent and better quality. I'm glad so many of you enjoy the masses. I mean, there's at least a lot of reruns that you can watch in the meantime. But we should have them back, brand new ones coming, I would think, the beginning of July. And I don't know when the public location will be open, but at least you'll have the streams from the private chapel until the public location is ready. And then we'll be streaming from the public location. We won't be streaming from the private chapel anymore after the public location is up and running. Okay. But I want everyone to be aware what's going on. So I moved this week. I'll be making updates, so watch for it. My next update will be from the new house, not from the old one. But you'll have an opportunity to come to the new location once we complete phase 2. So we'll make sure that address is available to people. And when there is an address, and it doesn't have an address yet because there's no property there yet. Just an empty space of land. Thank you for the good luck. I need it. Yeah, make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Make sure you like the videos, even if you don't like them. Like them anyway. It helps. It actually helps the church. If we can get to that 1,000 subscriber level, that changes things with YouTube. But we need to build and get sponsorships and hopefully bring more revenue in from these streams, because that will help defer some of the costs from the benefactors having to take on the entire, extreme cost of it. But we hope to be able to, maybe start getting sponsorships for Vestiges After Dark. Certainly if there was more visibility, the interest is there. It just doesn't have the visibility. So I don't think there's a lot of people that even know about it. I'm not sure there's a whole bunch of people that even watch Ghost Adventures that even know that there's a podcast that I do. And that's because we're still under 1,000 subscribers on this channel. And even though we have, hundreds to even thousands of viewers, we only get like 15 to 25 likes on these videos. And the YouTube service works through the algorithm that the more likes a video gets, the more it gets pushed to a point of visibility. The more subscriber a channel has, the more visible it becomes. So it's very important that you guys subscribe and like each of the videos. Okay? Subscribe to the channel and like each of the videos. Thumbs up it so that we can get that algorithm working and then get more visibility, because once we get more visibility, then we can bring in more revenue, and then it won't be so, like I said, so donation based, which is inconsistent at best and never enough money. There's never enough donations to support a ministry of this caliber. Honestly, to do this ministry right, I've said it before, it takes millions of dollars coming in, at least several $100,000, and we're nowhere near those figures for operations. And we need our donations to be operationally somewhere around there. So if you're looking for a charity to support, this is a good one. It's 501c3, fully tax exempt. Okay, you can deduct it from your taxes, and it really does a lot of good, because it's going to help us to help more people, and we'll be able to help a whole lot more people now that we're going into the direction of getting some property set up, a place that people can come to get spiritually well, which is what this is all about. And that's why we're doing this. Anyway, I will do another update from the new location a little later on, maybe a few days as time permits. And once I have a more exact date, I will share that with you, and the Nicolai Network will have the schedule. So make sure that you're part of the Nicolai Network so that you can see the schedule and you know what's coming up. Okay. And honestly, just in the streaming schedule will be on YouTube here on this channel. So once there's some streams booked, you'll be able to look at those and set your reminders so that you don't miss it. And I'll show you the progress of the new chapel as it comes along. Okay. Anyway, thank you for your prayers. I really appreciate it. And thank you for your well wishes, because I'm going to need the energy to get through the next week. I'm going to crash after this. I can tell you that right now. I'm already exhausted and I haven't even started moving. Wendy, I know you did podcasts. I just don't know when you are actually scheduled to do those. Well, that's what the Nicolai Network is primarily for. If you go to the Nicolai Network on Mighty Networks and become a member there, you'll always get access to the schedule as events are made. But they're also on this channel. So if you're subscribed to this channel, Wendy, anytime I schedule a new stream, it should notify you here, as long as you have notifications active. And that way you will never miss anything. Because we always schedule streams when we're doing them. But Danielle just put it in the chat there for you. So that's the address, www.nicolan.mn.co. That's www.nicholean.mn.co. That's the best place to stay connected, to get the announcements and updates. Okay, so you'll never miss anything. And that goes for all of you. But please subscribe to this channel. That will help too, because all the live streams get scheduled through YouTube. And the Nicolai Network is just a fun place to communicate and chat. Kind of like Facebook without the creepy stuff. It's kind of like Facebook without the trolls. I mean, we have had trolls, but we have the control to ban them, because we run it, not Zuckerberg. We do have good people there. Yeah, I need a nap, but too much work to do right now. So maybe next week. All right. I'm going to go back I'm going to get Cassie logged into the classroom so she can start taking classes. You've got hundreds of hours there, thousands of hours to review. So you have plenty to do while we're on hiatus. But the live classes, the new classes, should be starting up Saturday again, as long as I've got an internet connection and my computer's hooked up. Hopefully it'll be done by Saturday. We'll see. I'll make announcements, okay? But take it easy, guys. Thank you so much for your support. For those of you who do support this church with monthly donations, we can't thank you enough, because you're what makes all of this that's happening possible. That public location is being done through donations. Okay, the land that the church purchased, done through donations. The operation costs to keep it going, that very expensive internet we were all complaining about, all that's done through donations. Okay, so the more that we receive, the more we do. Okay, we don't pocket the donations and, keep them in some safe somewhere and never use them. We actually, the more that comes in, the more we spend to make programs better and to do even bigger and better things. We need that demonology program. A lot of you want that. Okay. But that's going to be very expensive, particularly the legal aspects of it. Okay. So please, if you are looking for a charity or something to support, if you need a tax shelter, I know some people do, Nicolaitan Church is a great place to do that. It will allow us to do more. But if you can't, at least subscribe to this channel and like these videos that we make, so that we can at least get more visibility, which will hopefully translate to sponsorships down the road. But I'll keep you updated. I'll talk to you soon. God bless.